So, you've been wronged. I want you to take a second and actually think about that moment. Just feel it. And as you do, realize that somewhere deep inside your brain, way beneath your sense of rationality, beneath your capacity for forgiveness, and honestly beneath everything society has ever taught you about being the bigger person, something else is waking up. Today, we're exposing one of the absolute most powerful and frankly misunderstood impulses in the human mind. It's the undeniable, uncomfortable truth that when you get hurt, your brain desperately wants the person who hurt you to suffer. Something ancient and powerful wants them to suffer. Look, you really need to internalize this right now. This overwhelming, consuming desire for retaliation, it is not a character flaw. Actually, scratch that. It's not a moral failing of any kind. It is just pure neuroscience. This desire for revenge is literally one of the oldest, most universal impulses you possess as a human being. And understanding exactly why it exists and what it's actually doing to you behind the scenes, well, it's going to completely change how you respond to betrayal forever. Part 1. The chemistry of vengeance. Okay, let's look at the mechanism at play here. It's called the caudate nucleus. Brain imaging studies have proven, coldly, clinically, and scientifically, that this highly specific part of your brain's reward system literally lights up the exact second you even contemplate taking revenge against someone who wronged you. It activates, and it just totally floods your entire nervous system with dopamine. Just the mere anticipation of getting even triggers this profound, incredibly seductive chemical reaction. Think about it like this. You've got food, sex, and addictive substances on one side, and the anticipation of revenge on the other. Now, to your brain, they are exactly the same thing. There's no difference. Revenge is literally addictive. The exact same neurochemical that gets released by basic survival instincts and hard drugs is released by the simple, quiet fantasy of making someone pay for what they did to you. I mean, this isn't some poetic metaphor we're talking about here. This is your biology. But just like all addictions, this biological promise of ultimate satisfaction is a trap. It's perfectly designed to lure you in. The reality is, the anticipation is almost always way more satisfying than the actual act. Your brain promises you relief, it promises you closure, but it's really just feeding you a neurochemical lies simply to get you to act. Part 2, the ancient urge. So if this whole mechanism is just a biological trap, why on earth are we wired with such a dangerous evolutionary urge in the first place? Well, it comes down to the cold, hard logic of our ancestors. For early humans living in these small, tight-knit groups, allowing any kind of harm to go unpunished was a fatal weakness. It invited more exploitation. It basically signaled to everyone else that you were prey. But the individual who retaliated, they deterred future harm, and not just from that specific attacker, but from the entire watching community. Revenge was a strategic, absolute necessity for social survival. It was how you ensured you lived to see another day. And this brings us to a really dangerous equation. Perceived injustice equals physical threat. You see, humans have one of the most highly sophisticated senses of fairness in the entire animal kingdom. When someone breaks the implicit rules of our social exchange and they don't face any consequences, your brain's fairness mechanism doesn't just treat that as a bad emotional injury. It treats it as a literal physical threat to your very existence. It demands balance to make your world feel safe again. Part 3, the rumination trap. Now here is where we have to come face to face with the horrifying reality of what happens when you blindly follow this ancient urge in our modern world. Your brain's desperate attempt to restore balance actually ends up destroying the host. Look at this finding from the landmark research of Kevin Carl Smith. People who took revenge reported significantly lower well-being than people who did not. The data is totally counterintuitive, but it's undeniable. Giving into the urge, actively going out and getting your revenge, it actually makes you feel worse, not better. And here's exactly how the trap works. Those who take revenge, they keep the connection alive. Every single second you spend sitting there calculating their downfall is a moment you are actively maintaining a relationship with your abuser. You are essentially giving them free rent inside your head. But the people who walk away, they're the ones who actually reclaim their mental space. You have to stop asking how to make them pay. The only question that actually matters for your survival right now is, what do I need to feel okay again? And you know, sometimes the answer is just distance. Sometimes it's grief. It's about allowing yourself to actually feel the heavy weight of what was taken from you without requiring the person who took it to be present for your recovery. Part 4, accountability versus revenge. We need to make a very crucial, very clinical distinction here between the toxic, endless cycle of vengeance and the absolutely necessary act of seeking justice. Revenge is deeply, deeply personal. It's driven entirely by this primal need to see someone suffer for what they did to you. Accountability, on the other hand, is structural. It's driven by the need to ensure that what happened to you doesn't happen to anyone else. Reporting abuse, telling the painful truth, refusing to protect someone who is counting on your silence, listen to me. Those are not acts of revenge. Those are acts of integrity, and they are worth pursuing regardless of how the abuser feels about it. Part 5. The ultimate weapon. So if revenge makes you sick and rumination traps you in a cycle, what does winning actually look like on a neurobiological level? Let me show you the ultimate weapon. This right here is the antidote to the poison. Step 1, build something new. Step 2, become someone else. Step 3, make the harm entirely irrelevant. The old saying, living well is the best revenge, isn't just some tired platitude. It's rock-solid neuroscience. Moving forward and actively creating a new life triggers your brain's reward system in a sustainable, compounding way that completely, 100% excludes the person who hurt you. Remember this. Revenge keeps them in your story. Indifference removes them entirely. A genuine, earned, hard-won indifference is the single, unblockable counterattack that they simply cannot defend against. You take back your mind, you take back your dopamine, and you leave them completely and utterly powerless in your wake. That deep, burning desire for revenge tells you something profoundly true. You were wronged, it mattered, and it never should have happened to you. But what you decide to do with that knowledge is the difference between handing them even more of your life or taking it back entirely. So, I'll leave you with this. Who are you keeping alive in your mind right now? And are you finally ready to evict them? If you're ready to reclaim your mind, the archive is open. Make sure to subscribe to Dark Archive for more hidden truths, forbidden psychology, and the dark realities they never taught you.